Hey guys, it's Beth. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to make a pastel fall and Halloween decor piece. Totally non-traditional colors for what you would normally consider to be fall and Halloween decor, but I am using the Pinkaboo pad, so it is full of pretty pastel pinks and purples and kind of like a little mint green and some gold foiling accent. And there is a little bit of dark purple and black worked in there. But so this is the paper we're going to be using today. And my craft room is pink. It's more of like a deeper, darker pink and green, but I still love pink. And I am always looking for like non-traditional colors to decorate my room with, because I love orange in the fall, but I really don't want orange in my pink and green craft room. So in the fall for Halloween and even Christmas, I tend to decorate with more of like the lighter tones, white if I can find it, or browns. So I decided that I was going to use some of the paper from this pad to create a reversible piece for my room that would be Halloween. And this was just a 6x6 cut apart from the pad. And I'm not even I thought about adding like Happy Halloween words on here, but I really just want to leave it. It's got the spiders, which to me denote Halloween. And then for the opposite side, which is going to be fall, I just took a piece of pattern paper that had the pastel pumpkins on it and cut it down to like a 6x6 piece as well. Actually, these are about 5.5 by 5.5. And then this pumpkin was part of a 6x6 cut apart. And it actually had like, let's get spooky, happy Halloween, and some other Halloween words that were in script kind of around the pumpkin. And so I just wanted the pumpkin because I thought it was very pretty and it would totally go with my pastel pumpkin paper here. And again, I almost cut out the word fall in some white vinyl from my silhouette. But again, I just decided to leave it and let the colors and the papers shine on their own. So I decided, I know I've made blocks with you guys before, but I decided to go ahead and make this one with you guys. And again, go over, kind of show you the process for maybe the people who are new to my channel and haven't seen it yet. I know there are some in my newly created Crafting with Bourbon Creek Facebook group that have, when I asked the question, are you looking to use up your paper stash? There were, several people said yes. Sorry, we have a crop duster going over today, so hopefully that doesn't happen many more times. But several people said yes, and that they were looking to use paper to make some decorations. So I thought this might be good to revisit for everyone. But I will show you what I have. I have some wax paper to protect my surface. And then I am just using, this is a piece of 2x6. That has been cut down, sanded, and then stained. You could also use, I know you can get wood blanks at like Michael's and Hobby Lobby that are like close to this size. And then I have my paper, and I forgot to bring over my bottle of Mod Podge, just a sec. So I'm also using just regular Mod Podge. It's the matte finish. And I buy this in a big giant bottle because we use a lot of it for our Bourbon Creek Crafts business. But you can get smaller bottles. I will link some from Amazon below. And then I just pour mine into a little tray that I can access easily. And then just a foam paintbrush, and I will link some of those below as well. And then this is a Mod Podge scraper. You can use whatever you might have handy, but what I tend to recommend, if you don't have the Mod Podge scraper or don't want to purchase one, the scrapers that you can get for Pampered Chef to clean your stoneware. It's kind of like rounded. You just don't want anything that is sharp. This is actually I don't know, maybe silicone, I'm not exactly sure, but it's not hard plastic and it's not sharp, so it doesn't tear the paper. So you just want something that is solid but won't tear your paper. So I haven't tried a credit card. I know people have asked me about that before. That might be something you can try too. But I am going to go through the process and we'll cut to a voiceover just so we can keep the process moving. But wanted to share with you what I'm using to start with first. So the first thing I'm going to do, I have my little tub of Mod Podge off to the right hand side there, and am using my brush just to spread some of the Mod Podge onto my block itself as well as onto the back of the paper. And that is an important step because that will give you a really good seal with the paper, and it also helps prevent some of the air bubbles. So I'm just using my little scraper tool to start in the center and scrape outward, and that helps remove the air bubbles. And then there's at times some glue that pushes out on the ends, on the edges, and so I'm just wiping that off on the palm of my left hand. So if you're wondering why I keep scraping it against my hand. So here I did put a little Mod Podge on the center of my pumpkin, the paper on the block with the multiple pumpkins, and I also put some Mod Podge on the back of that bigger pumpkin itself. And again, I'm just doing the same thing. I start scraping from the center out, and then I'm just going back over it several times just to make sure there's no air bubbles and that everything is nice and smooth. So that is it for the first side, and I gave that time to dry, and I'm going to come back and work on the other side. So again, applying Mod Podge directly to the block and to the back of my paper. And I flipped it over just to make sure that I was putting my pumpkin image here right side up, because I have been known to do it upside down before. And then I'm just smoothing it out again, making sure there's no wrinkles, no creases, no bubbles. And just kind of double checking myself, making sure that everything's smooth on both sides. And now I'm going to come seal it in with a coat of Mod Podge across the whole block. It doesn't have to be super thick, but you just want to make sure you get good coverage across the whole block. So I had done a second one off camera and let everything dry, let that first coat of Mod Podge dry, and it's been probably a couple hours. Coming back in and adding a second coat of Mod Podge. And again, this just helps seal it in and protect the paper. And it gives it just a nice, even look as far as, the Mod Podge coverage. So I also did do the bottom of the block, which I didn't show, but here I'm doing my final step, and that is applying some polyacrylic for like a final seal coat, and it protects the Mod Podge layers as well. And I will include a link to that, what I use. It's Minwax polyacrylic. You can get it off Amazon, you can get it from Lowe's. And I'm, again, just using a foam brush to apply it. And I'm going over the whole block, giving it a nice even coat. And this takes less time to dry than the Mod Podge does, but still you want to give it a good time to kind of settle in and dry. So I probably waited again another 30 minutes, an hour, and coming back in doing a second coat all over the whole block. And again, I will do the bottom, but I do not do that on camera. And that's really all there is to it. And now my little blocks are done. I think they turned out so cute. I just love the patterns. And so now I have something that I can decorate in my craft room, and I'm not sure what will happen with the other one. I don't know if one of my daughters will claim it or not, but I just love the colors. Never would have thought, about pastels for Halloween or fall, but I do love them, coming from a lover of pink. So anyway, that's my project for you guys today. Hopefully you got something out of it, an idea of something that you can use or do on your own. But thanks so much for your time today, guys, and I hope you're all having a very crafty day.